Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheim and the Legend of Ascension. We have made our way to Toeris, the Goddess of Life, the very first DLC character and my favorite master. Those of you who have seen any of my Legend of Keepers runs before will know that Toeris is my favorite because she is the supreme morale character. No one does it better. Probably. But we are only on Ascension level 4. So I thought, what if we spice things up a bit? And I began scheming and thinking about how we make Toeris a murder hippo instead of a morale hippo. I had loads of thoughts, but I came across something amusing. And today, we're going to change Toeris' title. Allow me to introduce Toeris, the Dark Goddess of RNG. Because she is going to be doing non-stop debuffs that I have very little control over. And we're going to see just how crazy it can be. The idea was spawned when I saw a Mount Disciple who has an AoE nature attack which adds 1 stack to all penalties applied to the target. And if they have at least a certain number of penalties, they'll also be bleeding, which is, surprise, surprise, another penalty. There are probably more ways to maximize this and make better use of our funds, which you can see continue to elude me, reaching 1500, but I just grabbed pretty much all the debuff characters I could think of, and we'll fill in the gaps with monsters and merchants. Our trap, not synergized to murdering people at all, but Pandora's box will increase the stacks of all penalties. You can see where I'm going with this, right? I could remove this and pick up the Nightmare Mirror, but that kind of feels like cheating. If we find it, we find it. To supplement this, we will be going, of course, with the mummies, Toeris' unique type, but we'll also be going Demon Draconid. Seeing a lot of Draconids, huh? Nah, they're just that much fun. As for our talents, I had no idea what to do, because I always go morale, of course. But the main things I went for was to increase the damage of Burying, which is Toeris', or excuse me, not increase the damage, but cause it to ricochet a little bit. This is Toeris' master spell that does physical damage, the only one she has, or, HP damage. Also over here, we primarily went with this, which allows monster attacks that deal nature or air damage to deal an additional 15% damage. Also, we have the wrap stuff, just in case a mummy YOLOs one and gets more damage. Anyway, here we go.
Just a minute.
I have no idea what to do for this. So, usually, let's see. I go with this one, right? Isis? Oh, yeah. We could do... do we just go with the random mummy? So, Mott is kind of a meme-tastic one. The problem is I'm not actually gathering tears, so I can't probably summon mummies, unless we do some, weird alchemy stuff. Which would be pretty funny. That would be hilarious, don't get me wrong. But I think we're probably... 40% of the sarcophagus max life is morale. We're probably just going to have to go Queen of Swarms to apply wraps and buff everybody. That's probably what we're going to have to do. Alright. Remember, the buffs do give bonus damage, even though, they're not that helpful. So allow me to name everyone, and I'll get... That is a long name. I'll get it back to you. Angspuntepet. No. You're Renekton. So allow me to introduce the team. We have, of course, Sir Gracule, one of my favorite demons of all time, the Possessed Armor. His main existence is going to be just applying random debuffs with his passive. His AoE also applies burn and stuff. Renekton will be increasing the stacks of stuff with his nature damage AoE and applying bleeding if there is sufficient requirement, which Gracule's mere existence should fulfill? Yeah, with his AoE and then his thing. Although Renekton is faster, so... weird. We also have Enigma. This is the Sphinx. I haven't gotten a whole lot of use out of the Sphinx, but I thought that his AoE nature attack, which applies nature weakness, would be a cute synergy with Renekton. Also, he can do some frontal damage if necessary. I was debating between the Sphinx and the Scarab, but we've seen a lot of Anubarak. Maybe we'll find another Anubarak and I'll just like it more, who knows. In room 2, we have Brand. We usually see Brand when I'm using his final ability, which synergizes with consuming burn stacks. But today, we'll be using his primary ability and his passive ability, deal AoE fire damage, apply additional stacks to all penalties, and deal bonus damage per stack penalty applied, which will come from the cock itself, Richard D. Pecker, dealing AoE physical damage, applying a random penalty, while also applying a random penalty just for attacking. Hopefully I can keep him alive. We'll see. We also have the Terrasque Rancor, who I don't think we've seen at all. He benefits from penalties with his second attack, which deals nature damage to the front, and damage dealt increased by 20% for each effect applied to the target. I think that includes positive effects. So if we find more Valkyries, this could be funny. Also, he reflects some damage taken, so he is our resident tanky boy alongside Sir Gracule. But of course, we're hitting up the merchant first, because we need a second trap and we need more friends that synergize with our team. We could take the oil cauldron here. This would benefit Bran and Bran. We could also re-roll. Nokron wouldn't be bad either. But we're more on debuffs and less on direct damage, unless we're talking about Bran. So I think we're going to re-roll here. Oh my. Do we take Murazond? So usually with Murazond we're doing morale stuff, right? With his AoE attack. There's a world in which we just benefit from the morale damage. Or we do his slow attack, which does apply a debuff. And air damage. But I think we're going to YOLO once more. And see what we see. Okay, here's the question. Do we want to do morale stuff? Do we... I just had a terrible idea. Oh my goodness. I just had an atrocious idea. Are you in Notre Dame? We could take the protective tablet to apply shell. You know, a defensive thing for our team, even though morale is irrelevant. We took Pandora's box. But I'm going to take the gargoyle because I'm going to open a door. It is a terrible, cursed door, but it's a door. Also, Notre Dame can fill in some of our air weakness gaps, if need be. I'm not afraid. You are invited to a work lunch with your employees. They are chanting your name. When your turn to pay comes for everyone, what will you pay for? Nothing, because I'm broke. The cleaning goblin comes to see you, weeping. Zluby, his pet stick insect, died in a mopping accident. Will you take Zluby to the resurrection room to harvest the goblin's joyful tears, sell the corpse to a gourmet chef, or organize a funeral? I say this every time, my friends. 40 gold, 40 tears is one hell of a bargain. Especially since for once we aren't collecting tears as Toeris. By the way, our YOLO artifact is the Unholy Shroud. Grants 50% chance to apply Frostbite with monster attacks which deal morale. This is pretty trash for us. It does open the door for morale stuff, but hey. One of your employees has accidentally discovered a long-lost secret tunnel. It leads to a treasure room filled with gold and housing a rare and valuable artifact. You can keep everything for yourself, reward your employee with some gold, or give to them the artifact for +1 level. Orochi's sword, huh? Now, typically, I don't take Orochi's sword for a number of reasons. 1, it's pretty bad. 2, I usually don't have enough Draconids to make good use of it. But there is a world in which the cock makes exceptional use of this. Because his area attack deals physical damage and applies a random penalty, 2 different random penalties, and then it will be applying bleed on top of that. And then Renekton can swoop in and add on top of that, assuming the enemy doesn't get... What a weird combo. You know what? Leveling Brand also wouldn't be a terrible idea. We take the 200 gold and offer him the relic. Brand should be on page 1. He most certain... Nope, that's not you. Most certainly is. Oh, interesting. His passive doesn't actually go up. I don't notice it, but each level does increase the damage of his AoE. Which is probably a good idea. So he can have it. There you go. Level 3 Brand. Look at that. I have a feeling Brand is going to be our hyper carry again. We're, of course, going into the most difficult combat because I ain't scared of no ghost. The question is, how exactly do we want the team composition to look? We're actually kind of sort of balanced as it stands. I guess we'll just play it out and see how we feel. We'll play it out and see how this all feels. Here we go. I had to do a restart here because this first encounter is actually pretty tricky. And I'm hoping... Look at the demoralization. Isn't it cute how it tries? I'm hoping that I can sacrifice somebody and it won't be awful. I realized that the order here is really not great for Renekton. Because Sir Dracul goes like last. But now, with all these debuffs, Renekton dies, which would have been perfect for him. Darn. But anyway, the opponents here, very annoying. Leading the charge is the Dragon Knight, attacking the center with a lot of physical damage. And the main reason he's so annoying is because he is joined by the Amazon, who is also attacking the center, just this time with a lot of nature damage. And my poor Sarcophagi Isis here doesn't really help. The entire point of her existence is to spam out the wraps to increase the damage of my second room. Oh, also the Imajahagans here. But because this delays by 3 turns thanks to her invulnerability, all of the debuffs wear off. So I'm not sure how I make this better, honestly. Thankfully, Richard D. Pecker putting in quite a bit of work. Also, Brand doesn't do quite as much damage as I had pictured. But looks like we got it this time. It really doesn't help that the Amazon is immune to, like, various penalties. Like, she does not get affected by any sort of debuffs. So that kind of sucks. But, hey, we figured it out. Kind of. Yogg-Sothoth continues to open that dreaded door I spoke about, but the suck could also be really good. We haven't made good use of Lilith in quite some time. And she could be amazing. Could. Emphasis on could. So we have a number of train. I think we YOLO trip trainer. That's how this is going to go. Damn it. 2 of your employees have been caught red-handed brawling like 2 elves for a hairbrush. Will you be tough and suspend them for 5 weeks or threaten them with a pay cut to be sure it will not happen again? Could always buy them a second hairbrush. I hate that event so much. It derails so many of my... Well, it wouldn't be a Fable run without it. I think it's time for the Miraculous Pill. The Miraculous Pill, of course, is an infamous artifact that, when put in, will affect the enemies in the monsters in the back, causing them to lose 20 speed, and they start the fight with 50% of their life, but they attack twice. It's pretty disgusting, especially if we can find the mirror to go alongside it. I'm hesitant to do a business trip again, but I'm also interested. Well, okay. Sekhmet Scepter. Wraps deal 3% of maximum life per stack instead of morale. This opens up a side door for us. that I'm actually quite interested in. Now, all those ramp stacks applied by Isis are going to actually be killing people instead of doing morale damage, which is pretty good. We could tap the engineer here. Let's see. What are our traps again? Elemental weakness wouldn't be bad. It goes to 5/6. I repeat my worries of before. I think we will... I wonder... For Renekton's passive, does it make it so that the bleeding is counting itself as the 2 penalties? I don't think so. In which case, I continue to share my concern. So this means we're probably going to want the cock with him. But the cock synergizes so well with Brand. I guess we could do like a full nature room. Huh. The Sphinx here is really not fitting in, is it? Maybe it was ambitious to try that. I'm really missing a new Barrack. Okay, so we'll bring Richard D. Pecker to the front. And I guess that means we bring Enigma back. The air weak resistance in the front room is, well, they're both bad. Okay, I guess we'll try this. We'll see how that works out. I guess we'll upgrade. No, we're not going to. I don't care. Some power wouldn't be bad. This is for me, so we'll just take the power. The power makes it so that our berry does more damage, which is nice. An artifact would be pretty good, and I think we can get it. I think we can. We'll try this room out. We'll see how this works. I'm not overly confident, but I'm also not overly concerned. Am I concerned? I don't know. But the Dragon Knight's here again, so I feel like he's going to be this run's Valkyrie. But leading the charge, as she always is the Herbalist. She'll be taking the back with nature damage and applying elemental weakness. I don't think the cock is going to live very long. Mostly because it's at 35 hit points. But he gets to go twice first, which means we get to apply all the penalties in the world. He is about to be attacked by the Hellbringer, who did one-tap him. How annoying. And now I think Sir Gracule is dead. Yeah. Didn't even get a turn. Poor Gracule. But Renekton is doing a whole lot of damage. Without even really trying. The Herbalist, of course, did heal. But the Pandora's Box here is going to increase the trap stuff. Kind of. Then I'm about to bury their asses. Now, they just get to go through all their debuffs again. I can't really make this better, honestly. I can't remove the trap. I guess we could... Don't one of the sarcophagi not have immunity? It's the one that deals damage based on health, right? I think. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, see, all the debuffs are... Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. Oh, I cannot believe Enigma lived at 5. Well. I mean, this worked out. Go twice. Rancor eats that like a chan. Okay. And there are the ramps. What a weird... Monsters of the group gain random 2 when a monster is defeated. Huh. That could be good. Winged Boots could help offset my problem with, like, the Renekton in the front room. This could make Gracule really fast, but it could also backfire a little bit by making Renekton go before anyone else. I guess we're just going to take Book of the Dead. People keep dying, so the buffs will be useful. Free buffs are free buffs are free buffs. I guess we're going to work out again. I mean, we could... I don't really want to tap the Engineer. How does Pandora's Box level again? Because only 2 stacks is not cutting it. The Mummy is getting in the way. Level 4 is what it takes. Oh, goodness gracious, that's not it. And the orb, which I can't find on this list for whatever reason, even though it's really out there, it is. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. I think we just skip it again. I'm not feeling the Engineer. I'm gonna keep my money. Honestly, not feeling this either. But we'll take the bone. What do your resistances look like? Fine. We'll take the resistance. That could save us if things go horribly awry. Plunders are always an RNG fest. Not interested over RNGing right now. While wandering around in the corridors this morning, you come face to face with a human. He seems as surprised as you are. What are you going to do? Capture him, of course. Now, currently, our monster selection is a little sketch, so we are going to tab this merchant and look for some more friends. I do like the Dracomancer, but the Dracomancer is not a part of our plan. The Furnace could be cute, depending on what we're fighting, but it's expensive. You know what? We're just going to take it. The Grief Weaver. The Vulture. Now, I've kind of ignored Creepy Crow ever since we've unlocked him. But applying Wrap... Again, this isn't really part of our strategy, but now that we have Sekhmet Scepter, this could actually be okay. We'll fish once more. A second Rancor. Hello, that's good. Okay, we'll take Prophet Staff. I should have started with this one. I totally forgot about this existing. Our weaknesses are air right now, so Be'lakor wouldn't be overly useful. But Be'lakor does add to some of our damage, and he has quite good resistances, sort of the minus 50 nature. The whole point of this is to get another monster, and we did not. Do I just take Be'lakor? I think I do. No, I don't. A second brand, a second Notre Dame. You hate to see it. I mean, I did say our weakness is air right now, and Notre Dame is air weak. Have I ever had a second gargoyle? I don't think I had. Alright, well, we're just going to YOLO it. I've lost a lot of money re-rolling. So, here we go. The Doctor just had a brilliant idea. Why not cynically gather blood or tears directly from your employees? Brilliant idea if it didn't push me over the threshold. Alright, champion time. This worked out a little better. I have so many traps now. I guess we have a lot of options. This worked out a little better. There is unfortunately a healing fountain, but I think we're going to let this go. I'm concerned, but my concern is maybe can be overwritten. Oh god. My concern was not overwritten. I am beyond concerned. Because our champion is the Huntress. And what a champion she is. The Huntress deals physical damage to the back. She also apparently enrages people when she kills something. Forgot about that. But the caveat, her speciality, is that she... Why did you get frostbitten? She will... Oh, because of Glacial Spirit. She will stun whoever she hits with her physical attack if she has a debuff on her. Just like that. Guess who has a debuff on her? Oh, Renekton lived the fort! That's right, the Huntress. She has a lot of them. And so does everyone else. Look at the monstrous amount of debuffs. It's beautiful. Good. This is what I envisioned. I envisioned so many debuffs, they can't do anything about it. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh my god. All three of these are good. We're gonna go with Amenhotep, I think. Oh, Magic Purse is so good. What week are we on? 15? Week 15 Magic Purse is so good. Or Amen. So Amenhotep, I love Amenhotep. I usually just spam his Terrified attack, but he gains bonus damage per raps on top of the talent that I have giving him bonus damage per raps. So 14 fire, 14 nature damage is just going to delete shit in the second room after the sarcophagi that I keep complaining about. The Magic Purse, however, lets us upgrade all the stuff that I'm trying to upgrade. We also have the Nightmare Mirror, of course, which I don't even need to tell you why this is good. I had to resist the urge to pick this in the first place, because it was just going to win. Okay, so I think the Magic Purse is the correct choice. Let me put that out there for everybody. Brian. But Amenhotep just synergizes so well with what we've already got going for us. So we're going to take Amenhotep. The murder Amenhotep. Also, I need more monsters. And he's going in the second room. Pretty much unconditionally second room. Let's go to the events. The R&D director has created a centrifuge that can transform hero blood into tears. Sure, why not? Speaking of that, we're going to do a full therapist using our free tiers. So this is the upgrade for the sarcophagi. Huh. This is actually not that useful. So I guess we're only going to do one scribe here. We're just going to grab the 3 wraps and none of this else matters to me. Okay. An artifact, huh? There is an artifact I'm kind of looking for because I opened the door. But, you know, my air weakness is still unbelievably atrocious. Gracule. Should I bring Rancor? You know what? I might bring Rancor to the front. Will that you rest bring Rancor up? This room is so weighted in one direction, but I think we'll be okay. Because I think Amenhotep is literally just going to crush anything that dares to make it through. Okay. And of course it's an altar. I'm going to rely on Amenhotep a lot here, but here we go. 5th artifact. I am terrified. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fastest team this side of the United States of America, because leading the charge is the dreaded Shadow, who did quite a lot of damage despite Rancor's sizable, oh my god, resistance. And then we have 2 AoE characters doing a lot of damage, and then the fucking Sacred Altar right away. Oh. Alright. This isn't the end of the world. Do you know why? Because we still have hope. We still have Amenhotep. Amenhotep. Hope-bet. Hope-bet. The hope in dreams. But the Valkyrie finally showed up, dealing AoE air damage, which I am exceptionally weak against. Joined by the Virtuoso, dealing AoE physical damage, and applying dodge, of course. The vulnerability stuff actually worked out really well, I think. And then I picked up the elemental weakness here to make Bearing stronger and to make specifically Amenhotep stronger. But these guys are so damn fast that, oh, you got the dodge, you little shit. That's not great. Oh, yeah. Now, he did fall because of the Sekhmet Scepter. So I think I'm okay? Maybe? This dodge is so annoying. Of course, she's going to ignore the Scepter of Life. But she does have Nature Weakness, so... And of course, these are two AoE characters, which means their boss damage is not exceptional. The stacking bleed is annoying, but I think we've done it. Oh my god. He YOLO'd Flame Shield and Glacial Spirit. What is that RNG? Alright, well, we're just gonna take it. That's fine.
This tomb will be your tomb.
Oof. Oof. Ice damage from monster attacks are dealt to a target's fire resist. This isn't bad if I had ice attacks, which I don't. Bewitched Glove, literally not relevant at all. This is all trash. I should have taken the demonic thing. Just to add more debuffs. More random debuffs. We'll hit the doctor here to recover some of our HP. Because I don't need the merchant. We're probably just going to keep YOLOing. Trained rats, huh? I think I have too many traps. Yeah, I think we're just going to let this one slide. Just let that slide. No big deal. No big deal. A wandering troubadour offers a sing for your employees, sure. Gracule's coming back. We're not touching the black market. One of your traps didn't pass the last mandatory checkup. You can call a repair to come at your expense or send it for 5 weeks to a technical department who will fix it for free. If you have the appropriate artifact, you can of course repair it immediately. The appropriate artifact is the Bewitched Glove, which we did not pick up. In fact, we just passed it up. Because of course we did. Worth noting, the Bewitched Glove is not consumed by this event, so it just fixes it immediately. But we're going to send it off because I don't care. We have loads of traps now. We're about to tap a trainer, so I'm tempted to go for this master bonus over the monster. It's not a problem, but the question is, what do we do about this? I feel bad for the cock, because the cock's existence is pretty much to get double debuff off and die. That's pretty much the point of his existence. So we'll bring Rancor back. I do like Rancor with Richard D. Pecker. The problem is they both have fire weakness, so Gracule is our only fire resistance. I guess we could bring Lilith up as well. This does kind of limit some things, considering the only armor is Gracule, but whatever. Options. Options. Oh, I guess she's only my only air resistance back here as well. This should be fine. Probably. Probably fine. It's probably fine. Let's go get this master bonus. And more importantly, 50 more gold. Game. Game. Would you calm your tits with the Dragonites, please and thank you. Also, his passive is absolutely terrible. For me. But anyway, leading the charge is the Dragonite. Ooh, Gracule gets a turn. What is this madness? Is the Dragonite attacking the center with a lot of physical damage after applying vulnerability to the one and only Sir Gracule. His YOLO passive is also the fact that initial duration of penalties received is decreased by 1 to a minimum of 1. Which means my entire strategy is laughed at, basically. Fuck you. He is joined by the Sage, who will be attacking the front with ice damage, which put Renekton in his place. And last but not least is the Invoker, attacking the front with fire. If I had picked Be'lakor, we'd have a decent resistance against this, but I did not pick Be'lakor, and thus we don't. But we do have our dreaded backup plan, which is, of course, Amenhotep, who, because of this current layout, is going to get a double attack, which I think is just going to kill them. Because, of course, we have 10 stacks of... Or we're going to have 9 stacks of wraps? 6 stacks of wraps? More stacks of wraps? Okay. Golthor's Blessing. Replenish your morale, I don't care. And we'll see how this goes. The YOLO... I can't believe that YOLO Ice almost killed him. So, of course, we're going to induce Nature Weakness with Enigma, and then, with the Miraculous Pill, 11 wraps. The Eye of Ra. Not bad. Not bad. It's a good second game plan. Of course, Rancor doesn't give a shit about what's happening. Have I ever... I don't know if I've ever actually seen this passive. Maybe I've just never cared about this passive. That's possible. What are the chances it shows up here, though? I don't know. Alright, we're going to take Golthor's Blessings because apparently that's just the way. Do we? We have finally located another trainer, and it's time to level some bitches up. I'd love to level Amenhotep, but that is expensive. This is like putting all my eggs in one single basket, and I'm not a fan of that, usually. Well, that damage increase is absolutely disgusting. 14 to 21 to 30 with 10% per trap. Oh my. We also need to level up Renekton. Renekton's a big part of our initial plan, so I want to level him up. And also Richard D. Pecker. Attacks from monsters of the group. Okay. 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 I'm going to level the Suck because she's providing us a lot of optional air resistance. Now, of course, that does mean we have a whopping 12 gold. I guess we can business trip. Plunder could also be really good, but it could also be really bad. I talk about this a lot. Like, maybe too much. We don't have time for the big business trip. Fuck. Go with this. Your volunteers have emptied the castle of all valuables and furniture, and have taken several occupants along with them to serve as travel snacks. During the plunder, Notre Dame was hurt and will need to rest for 3 weeks. That did actually fix our motivation problem, which is pretty nifty, and gave us 100 gold. So you know what? That wasn't bad. Some kind of ogre, claiming to be a monster trainer, offers you his services in exchange for some fresh blood. One of your employees could help you lower the price. Level 1 to Enigma and Gracule, and Gracule is the bargaining chip? Sounds good to me. Sign me up. A Banshee has offered her crying services for a very reasonable price. You could get a smaller quantity of tears for free if you show her one of your employees and get her all emotional. Professor Putricide. Putricide is making you emotional. Alrighty. This went well. The only question is, how do we make it better? No air resistance in the back. Notre Dame is not exactly a playmaker, as it were, but could be a pivotal piece of the pie. I don't think I'm ever using Notre Dame. The main reason I picked up Notre Dame is just in case we find the Night Meme Catcher. That's literally the only reason. I am very concerned about how this is going to play out. But, hey. I Have a dream. I can get the same gold from the veterans? No. We YOLO the rare. I think we YOLO'd well, but it all depends on what happens right here. GG, everyone. That was a glorious victory, if I do say so myself. Our champion, who is about to get fucked, is the Archmage, who will, of course, be attacking the front with ice damage and applying flame shields to himself, which is actually causing some damahe. Quite a bit of damahe. And the Yamashahawken. The Yamashahawken attacks the back with air damage, which I am exceptionally weak against. But good news, everyone. The Shuffle put the correct unit in the back, and Lilith, despite her elemental weakness, survives the air damahe. Renekton is about to break beneath the Endless Tide. I can't actually believe he survived with 1 hit point. But he did. The Enchanted Merlin's about to get a double kill, but look at this tirade of debuffs. Yes. Yes. Slowly. Gently. This is how a life is taken. This is everything I wanted it to be. It was messier than I thought. This was messier than I was hoping. But we still nailed it in the end. We've put the pieces together. Hi. How you doing? So we have Yggdrasil, of course, one of my favorite characters of all time, who would play into the Night Meme Catcher if we find him. But we also have Yong, the Celestian, who completely fixes our air resistance problem. Also, he has so much motivation. Oh. We'll tap the doctor. Look at that, we're back to full health. We will say hello to Le Trainer, because we want Richard D. Pecker to be level 4 at all costs, because this now makes it so that attacks from monsters of the group apply a random penalty to. So now, as long as we can have AoEs, such as Renekton's AoE, such as Gracul's AoE, such as the Ricochet of Lilith, or we could bring Brand up, or Enigma even, we can just AoE the shit out of everything. I'm looking for the 5 weaker. Alright, 5 weaker it is. Just take the money, it's fine. We don't want the scribe. We don't care. A giant worm has oozed its way into the lower levels of the dungeon. What will you do with it once you have killed it? Motivation is becoming a huge problem. I want the gold, but we're going to offer it instead to try and fix that. Hopefully we can continue to do so. While you were congratulating the cook for his dwarf cheek stew, he told you about a recipe based on demons' gonads. Do you want to sacrifice one of your demons to provide him with the required ingredients? You know what? Sure. I don't do that very often. I'm looking for motivation. A wizard with a strange hat has fallen from the sky and landed in the entrance hall. He was carrying a strange magical artifact that I can't use, so we'll sell it. At the trainer, we want to level Renekton to his maximum potential, and I guess Gracule as well. The problem, motivation. It is a high time to go to the stockroom. During the cleaning, one of your employees found this strange object. Would you like to take it, auction it, or gift it to the employee? Monsters other than mummies have a 20% chance of becoming a random mummy when defeated. The problem... This is funny. This is like the Crystal Skull, but Amenhotep is the one who found it, so we're going to give it to him for a free level. That is 425 gold saved. Now here's the problem. Renekton is the key to our success. And if he... Well, okay, he's not the key, but if he dies, if Renekton falls, he rebels for the final fight. So we're going to have him take a nap. Velzen take a nap. I said fires in his eyes. So, with Renekton taking a nap, how are we looking up front? Not great. We'll bring Enigma up front. How does this help? This looks better. Celestians in room 2 to just do stuff. And I think we're okay-ish. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have money to get a level 4 Amenhotep, which is what I really want. So I guess we can just look for a useful artifact. Like, Unholy Shroud and Liquid Nitrogen Capsules do nothing. Nothing. So we're just gonna do that, I guess. Okay. Here we go. We are about to learn a powerful lesson. Probably. Leading the charge is the Knight King Arthur. But what is a knight before the dark god of RNG? And he is joined by the Hellbringer, who is about to teach us this lesson. So here's the question. Richard D. Pecker's passive. Is it still in effect? We'll be doing a poison here. Yep. It is not. That is unfortunate. But it's the reality of the situation. Now, unfortunately, I believe the suck is going to fall to the might of the Hellbringer because she has terrible ice resistance. Which means all that remains is Sir Gracule, who is eating the frontal attacks of these two characters exceptionally well. That is 11 Frostbite stacks. Okay. And now his one weakness, of course, the Hellbringer. But by golly gee, that was a lot. I guess we just Stalactite. 13 Frostbite stacks. Not bad. I mean, the front room dying every time is kind of unfortunate, but it's producing results. Can I really complain? I mean, of course I can complain. I can always complain. And it looks like they're not even going to make it past this mummy. This sarcophagus. Good. Slowly. Gently. This is how a life is taken. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. I said that in the last run, too. Well, okay. Thank you for the mat. You know what? I'm just going to take this. I'm just going to take the magic purse. That I can't use. Actually, I might be able to use it if I get loads of money. Yep. An archaeologist is ringing your doorbell to claim an artifact, blaming you for looting it. He even dares to demand you donate it to a museum. Well, let's crush him beneath my fat ass. Business trip. There's no point doing it. Maybe we will get a motivation event. An enthusiast has tracked an artifact to you and would like to buy it for a very attractive price. He seems to carry other similar objects on his person. One of your employees will be able to steal them without him noticing. My. Can I do this? Mummy? Oh, shit. Mummy? Dragon. The Staff of Speech. Let's go, Enigma. I didn't like you, but you have suddenly fulfilled your purpose. The Staff of Speech is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, artifacts in the entire game. What it does is it increases the damage of your team by 30%. Well, your power. If you contain 3 different monster types. The monster room in room 1 tends to be dragon, mummy, demon. Can I replicate that? In room 2. Dragon, mummy, demon. Okay. Okay, we're just going to hit the sanctuary here. We are... Vulnerability. Why not? 3 stacks of vulnerability the moment they enter the room. Sign me the fiddly fudge up. Now, events can be negative, so we're just going to tap this engineer and ignore it. Because this is the final encounter. My friends, it's all come down to this moment. And I have waited a long time for this moment. Now, unfortunately, Enigma, if we want to use a Staff of Speech, Enigma and Renekton cannot be used together, but there's really I guess Brand in room 1. Bring you back. This isn't great. But this does provide as many possible options in room 1 for Amenhotep to carry in room 2. But there's no demon back here now. I think I just accept that. Or we could bring Lilith back. No, Lilith is my air resist up here. Dracula's my armor. Alright, I'll bring Lilith back. It's fine. I'm trying to picture in my mind all the things that could go wrong by having this weak air resistance, but it's pretty much just Miyamoto, right? Ooh, if it's Miyamoto, we do not want negative air resistance. Ah, Miyamoto, why do you haunt my dreams? Alright, Brand, whatever. I feel like there's disgusting synergy with Brand. You know what, I'm just going to do this. We're just going to take it this way. We have the door open for all potential discussing room 1s, and we take it. It's, of course, it's a resting. Why wouldn't it be a sacred altar? But I still believe. I still believe. There was one more champion that does air damage that I forgot about. So say hello everyone to the High King of the Dao, Thorgrim, attacking the front with a monstrous amount of air damage and applying vulnerability to himself. I'm a little concerned, but there is a cute thing here where Lilith can just... Isn't that fun? Now, the cock did fall. It is unfortunate, but it's the reality of the situation. And I think Lilith here, yep, Lilith is just going to do stuff. So is this enough? I don't know. We did YOLO an elemental resistance. Not quite. Not quite. And now Thorgrim is going to not kill her, and she's going to ricochet once again. The poison. The flaming spirit. Now, this 16 stack of poison would be game winning. Oh my god. But the Sacred Altar is going to do Sacred Altar things. That said, I think it's enough. I think we won. I think we did it. Do I? Sure. Why not? Whatever. I think we've done it, team. I think we have put the High King back in his place. You know, because he's so short. Well, this was fun. This was a lot harder than I was expecting it to be. But, I think it worked. I think it worked. I mean, it did work. We won. That was Ascension 4.
And then I bellowed, "This tomb will be your tomb!" Not bad, eh?
Not bad at all, Toeris. If I were to do this again, I definitely would have had...
Have I put on weight? I'm sure I've put on weight.
A Nubarak over Enigma. But all in all, I think it was about as effective as I was expecting. I also probably would have had
Just like that.
a second cock, probably. I mean, Richard D. Pecker, despite living for like literally one action, did so much work. And his synergy with Renekton was about as disgusting as I thought it was. Literally just put 2 of these, like copy this in the front and back room, and you kind of just win. It was pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I learned a lot. And I hope that you enjoyed, because that was Ascension 4, the longest recording session so far. We'll see how it edit downs. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Next up is the second DLC character and my weakest master of them all, the Goblin Shaman on Shanshu. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the patrons and channel members who support the channel. I greatly appreciate you. And if you'd like to stay updated on everything happening on the channel, feel free to join the description down below, and I'll see you next time. for some Anshanshuing. I know like one synergy with him. Am I going to do it? Maybe. Bye!